What's up, everybody? This is a Force of Nature Spiritual Awakening, and today we will be kicking off a brand new series. This is going to be Uranus in the houses. I'm going to kick this one off with Uranus in the third house. I'm not starting from the beginning. Anybody that watches my videos already knows that I do not do things that way. I do it the way that I'm led to do it, and I'm led to start off with the third house today. But first, we're going to break down what Uranus is all about. Uranus is about being innovative and creative, unique and original, full of life, full of energy, full of electricity. Okay? Uranus is a planet that is about electricity in general. It's electrifying. It's like a bolt of lightning. So it is going to be very much unconventional. Sudden changes and events will happen and arise when you are dealing with Uranus. Uranus is very rebellious, so Uranus is going to be a rebel, going against the grain, going against status quo. It is associated with the internet, modern technology, and electricity. Can be very much extravagant, okay? Earthquakes can arise, go on, chaotic storms. And it is about chaos also, confusion, and unpredictable energy goes on with Uranus. Now, the third house in our natal birth chart has to do with communication, the way that you learn, understand, and grasp information. It does have to do with short distance travels, your siblings, your brothers and sisters, but it does show you your early childhood as far as schooling. So it will be elementary school, pre K, middle school, high school. And even when you get older, it will show you all of this because this has to do with information that you obtained and learned early on in life that shaped and molded you into the men and women that you are today. So now, these men and women, Uranus in the third house, are very sensual, witty, and down to earth. They will love to find new ways of expressing themselves, writing or being a public speaker. These men and women don't like being surrounded by drama. They prefer peace. They are more of the laid back kind of men and women that don't really want to take part in a whole bunch of bullshit. This is what they are not about. Drama and bullshit is not their lane at all. Uranus in the third house, men and women want to express themselves freely by being original, unusual, and innovative, focused on intellectual subjects. So these men and women are not going to be talking about topics that are meaningless. They want to talk about something that's meaningful. They are more inclined towards the new age methods, the paranormal, and anything that has to do with the mystical and magical makes them want to know more. So they could definitely be into astrology, numerology. They can be into spiritual groups, even religious groups. They can also be religious. But with this placement, what this is going to do is pull these men and women more away from religious sectors and pull them more to spirituality, knowing yourself, knowing who you are, knowing who people are, knowing how this world really works. Okay, these are the type of men and women that need to be proven um, with facts opposed to friction. All right, they can be poets and great storytellers. These people can see and be seen as crazy and eccentric, but in fact, they are very real and they can be geniuses. These men and women can be geniuses, and people will often look at these men and women like they are crazy. They are fucking just too far out there. They're doing things their own kind of way. Nobody's doing it that way. The way that they wear their hair, the way that they dress is a little different. And everybody else seems to be doing something completely different. But these men and women know exactly what the fuck they're doing. They're not going to be like you because they stand the fuck out. That's just what it is with this placement. Uh huh. So yes, they can be geniuses. All right. And to be honest, Albert Einstein, we all know that he was a genius and he was considered to be, especially in his younger years, dyslexic. And he really struggled in school. A lot of different things went on and took place in his life, but he still was a genius. So this is going to be some kind of placement to have. But now, as far as their childhood could have been a very strange childhood. Their upbringing could have been considered, and they could have also just have been considered being the black sheep of the family. Okay, going against the grain, breaking the rules. These are the kind of kids that you can see definitely that rebelled against structure and the norm. So anything that the parent was probably telling them that they should not do, these men and women were drawn to want to just go and do it because you're saying don't do it. It's easy for these men and women to keep people centered and down to earth because they are always telling the truth. They have a great sense of humor and they can act unpredictably. So you can learn how to master the chaos around you. So these men and women will encounter a lot of chaos in their life. A lot of things will go on and take place in these men and women lives. But these men and women seem to be able to adapt very well under pressure, chaotic situations. When they arise, these men and women know how to deal with that. They're actually masters in chaotic situations. And anybody that's going through a bunch of chaos also, they can definitely soothe them in a kind of way to let them know that things are going to be okay, things are going to be all right, and they can pull people back down to earth to let them know that the storm will not last forever. Okay, Uranus in the third house, men and women are the unconventional thinkers. Their minds is always open and they don't really respect traditional or outdated morals. Okay, these men and women do things their own kind of way. A lot of things that these men and women might want to do might actually shock people because they can be surprised that these people would actually go out there and decide that they wanted to do the things they wanted to do. It can also shock people to know that they even knew the knowledge and information that they have inside of them just to bring out to the forefront to the light. Also, with this placement, okay, these men and women, you do have a good flow of thought and action, so it's easy for you to deal with all kinds of problems, issues, and situations and difficulties. All right, they are very adaptable. When problems arise, these men and women know how to solve problems, issues, situations. Okay, don't get it twisted and don't get it fucked up. Definitely, they are going to go through things that are very extremely difficult in their life. But they're going to find a way to persevere. They're going to find a way to be able to get over that stone, all right, that conflict, whatever's going on. They're going to be able to sit back, analyze things all the way down to a T in order to figure out how they're going to maneuver, how they're going to discern and decipher this whole situation, issues, and problems. Okay? These men and women are ahead of their times. They have the ability to learn survival things at once, dealing with what is now as far as technology, social issues, and social media, the media in general. These men and women know how to deal with that. There are many politic figures and activists with Uranus in the third house. This placement really knows how to show and share what they are interested in and how to get their message through to others. So these men and women come into this life and they accumulate a lot of understanding, a lot of knowledge. And what they are here to set out to do is whatever it is that they're learning and whatever they are fully interested in, they want to share it with the world. They want to share it with the collective. They want people to be enlightened, empowered, also. Okay, now these men and women, as far as school, these men and women definitely had problems in school. Okay, they could have gotten into a lot of conflict, a lot of fights. Um, a lot of things could have went on to place, especially in their lives. It could have been very difficult for these men and women to fully be able to understand all the information that was going on in the classroom because their minds are geared towards something completely different. So some of the things they may have did good in, and some of the things in school they may have fell short because they were not interested in it. All right. These men and women definitely are the type of men and women that will say what it is that is on their mind. They are very much different and they stand out in the crowd. So that's another reason why they could get into bouts, uh, get into fights and confrontations with the other schoolmates, the other kids, because the other kids could have looked at them as very different. They could have looked at them like, who does she think she is? Who does he think he is? Because they're not like all the other kids. So a lot of fighting could have went on and took place because these kids say what they want to say right out their mouths. And if you want to fight, then we could fucking fight. Okay? However, these men and women are highly intelligent, but often feel misunderstood. They can be a challenge, and it can be a great challenge in communicating with others because they are a strong critical thinker with a unique way of thinking. They can have trouble with schoolmates, and they can have a big problem with even their siblings. Okay, their brothers and sisters can also be an issue for them early on in life. They could get into a lot of arguments and debates with their brothers and sisters. They do have a wide range of interests. So they're interested in all different types of topics, okay? That's not limited to just one thing that is specifically intriguing to them. You are a rapid thinker and very intelligent. You notice patterns more quickly than others. These are the type of men and women that when problems arise, situations happen, and even if it's not even something to that full extent, they know how to pinpoint when somebody's movements is changing up. Okay, whether it's family, friends, intimate relationships, at the work front, on their jobs, and even being a business person themselves, they can see little things shifting. If things were going this way, they can see it. It always goes this way, maybe a little bit this way, but back that way. But now they know how to pinpoint when things are going completely off balance. And somebody's really up to some different shit. They know how to pinpoint it. Another thing with displacement, you can often involve and be involved in arguments. In a argument, you prefer intellectual reasoning based on facts. So this is exactly why these men and women end up getting into a lot of unnecessary arguments because they have to be proven with facts. You can't just be going back and forth with them and you don't have no fucking fact to back it up. Because to them, this is not an argument, so they can be very dismissive, which leads to arguments. People still want to be heard even though they didn't bring you a fucking fact. You see what I'm saying? So definitely, this can definitely happen with these men and women. They're more interested in abstract thoughts and thinking than gossiping. Okay, these are not the type of people that you're gonna see talking about you behind your back. They'll say it to your fucking face. The hell they need to say it behind your back for? And if they say it behind your back, it doesn't even fucking matter because they'll say it to your damn face. They don't give a fuck. And actually, this is my placement. I do have Uranus in the third house, so I know what I'm talking about. Anything that anything that we will say behind your back, we'll say it in your fucking face, so it doesn't even fucking matter. Okay, I probably already said it to your damn face. Also, Uranus in the third house, men and women. This indicates that you are interested in science, mathematics, technology, engineering, and the internet. Astrology and psychology. It's something about the human mind that these men and women are really drawn to. They just love to learn and understand how things really work. They are good at coming up with new, brilliant ideas. Brilliant ideas come to these men and women minds fast like lightning. Okay, it's like a bolt of lightning. They are future seeking and trendsetters. Now, as I said earlier in the beginning of the video, Albert Einstein did have Uranus in the third house, and he was listed to be dyslexic. But we all know that he was actually a genius. Okay, so this is the same thing that I'm saying here. These men and women could have definitely struggled early on in life with traditional structures in school because their minds were more geared towards whatever else it was geared towards. It could have been a struggle. They could have probably had to go to extra help in certain areas. Okay, so that definitely means that, say for example, they was really into science, and maybe they weren't so good in let's say social studies or vice versa, so it really plays a part. It just does. Okay, seeking for the truth and facts is their ultimate goal and passion. Okay, they believe in freedom of speech and they demand to express their opinions. They hate being told what to do, think, and say. These men and women, they know how to really strategize. They are strategic men and women. All right. They know how to not necessarily behave as a rebel, but they think just like a damn rebel. So they don't have to go out there and do crazy ass shit. Okay. But their mind is very crazy, chaotic, and has a whole bunch of that going on in it. Okay. So instead of acting it out, they will think it and still act it out. But it'll be more like you can't really pinpoint what's really going on, if you know what I mean. Like I said, Uranus is about the unpredictable, okay, shocking, lightning. So a lot of times you can shock people with your actions. You can definitely shock somebody where they thought you was about to be acting like this. You ain't even acting like that. You doing some whole different shit. These are these men and women. Also, with this placement, you could communicate in a offbeat, eccentric, and zany way. Everything you do sets you apart from the crowd. So you will not be seeing these men and women doing things like everybody else, where everybody's trying to go on a trip or go here, do this, do that, go every single where, be out in the public all the damn time. These men and women are not going to do that. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. They will go out and have a good time. They will travel. But whatever it is that everybody else seems so much to be into, it seems to be that these men and women are into something else. This can even be, for example, where everybody else would rather go to bars, clubs, and just be more like that. These men and women probably want to make sure that their house is okay, that things are intact, things are in place, making sure that the home front is good. Okay. However, it can also be the opposite way, where other people are making sure that their homes are okay and intact. These can be the very time where these men and women might feel like they want to be more lively and sociable out there, going to bars, going to clubs, and traveling more. You see what I'm saying? So it could go either way. Whatever everybody else is doing, they're thinking about doing something completely different. So this is all that I'm going to say about this placement for now. For future videos to come, I will go into more depth into this placement. Please be sure to check out my online store. It is Grimy Gear at www.grimygear.com. If you need a caterer, be sure to hit me up. I am the Chef Goddess also at Supreme Royale Catering at gmail.com. If you need my husband to do any work to your home, swimming pool, or business, be sure to hit him up at aronnesbit90 at gmail.com. If you need me to analyze a birth chart for you so you can fully understand and grasp, it will be $70. If you need me to analyze a synastry chart, a composite chart, it will be $90. So this has been a force of nature, spiritual awakening. Love is love. Peace and blessings to you all, and I will see you on the next one.